Hi, it's Vex, and today we are talking about food. That's right, we are hungry today. That's right, we're talking about food, and you know, who better to make this food for us than Guillaume, Master Chef. That's right, this is from Commander 21. This is the secondary commander in the Witherbloom commander deck. So Gyome, I think that's how you pronounce Guillaume. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. 2 black, green, legendary creature, troll. Of course, Troll Warlock. Trample. At the beginning of your end step, create a number of food tokens equal to the number of non-token creatures you had enter the battlefield under your control this turn. So, Guillaume creates food, of course. Pay 1 sack of food. Target creature gains indestructible until the end of turn. Tap it. I really like this tap thing because, you know, there is a penalty for being indestructible. You tap it, you can't block. So, that is a consideration. It's kind of like the old school regenerate, where when a creature did regenerate, it's tapped. So we have some food tokens from that precon. I know some people like Willow Dust, but I think Guillaume is actually a more popular commander. So we are doing the Guillaume Commander. I wasn't planning to do this commander because I actually like the Beljos Witherbloom deck. But after playing this deck is super fun. It creates food. You stack the food, make things indestructible. So when I went out creating this deck, I said, look, what does this commander want me to do? It wants me to have creatures enter the battlefield, non-tokens, so I can't do, you know, like a million food tokens, to create the food. Well, we want creatures entering the battlefield, but we only have so much in the deck, right? This is the deck. So it's like, how do we get more triggers? Well, we want to sack creatures, bring them back from the graveyard, have them enter the battlefield. Too bad we're not playing white or blue because they are the blink colors, so you can blink them easily. So now we just do the green-black. It's all about, you know, graveyard recursion and stuff. So we're gonna sack creatures, get creatures in the graveyard, bring them back, have them enter the battlefield. It's not cast a creature; it's just creature entering the battlefield. So that is what we're doing today. We have our tokens. So we don't have a lot of tokens because this is not a token deck, because we just have, you know, well, we have a lot of food tokens. We just want creatures enter the battlefield, like real creatures, not fake creatures. This deck is more on the casual side. I understand that technically you only need Guillaume making the food, and some other powerful food creators, but I add some fun of food generators. For instance, let's look at some of the food generators we have here. Let's just bring the whole deck here so you guys can see it on screen. Put Guillaume in the corner here, like this. So I had some fun food generators, like Gilded Goose, right? ETB generate food, pretty cool. And it can create its own food, so it works really well with Guillaume. Savvy Hunter, you know. So again, a lot of these food cards are in, excuse me, Throne of Eldraine and the Throne Brawl decks, and this commander deck had some cards there too. And I know Modern Horizons 2 has a bunch of new food, so this has got a lot of upgrades for Modern Horizons 2, but I just couldn't wait because this deck's so much fun. I wanted to show it to you so you could get ideas for Modern Horizons 2. Anyways, back to this. Savvy Hunter, when it attacks or blocks, create a food. This works really well with Guillaume because you can just suicide attack, create a food, and then, if necessary, you use the indestructible part. The cool part is, you technically don't need Savvy Hunter just attacking and creating foods. It's got a food sack outlet. Sacrifice 2 foods, draw a card. So it's very good limited. It's very good here in our Guillaume deck. Fierce Witch Stalker. It's very simple. You know, ETB, create a food. A 4 mana value trample, 4/4. So that's really cool. This is a really good card. Gluttonous Troll. I don't think this is in the set proper Eldraine, but it's in one of the Brawl decks. I think the only Brawl deck that could have it. What's his name? Corvold. Trample, when ETBs create a number of food tokens equal to the number of opponents you have, so create 3 food usually. Extremely good with our commander. And then another very good part is this right here. You sacrifice another non-land permanent. It gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Remember that graveyard recursion I was talking about? This allows you to sacrifice creatures or any non-land permanent, including food. So this is pretty neat. Another recursive threat on its own. Feasting Troll King, Vigilance Trample, ETBs, creates 3 food. Wow, this is an insane food generator. But the cool part is you can sack food, either by getting it from Guillaume over here, and then bring it back to the battlefield. You don't make food when you bring it back from the graveyard, so but it's cool. Foreboding Fruit. Now, of course, Read the Bones is better because it does the scrying and stuff, but we want to get the Adamant. At least 3 black mana was spent to cast a spell, create a food token. We want to have the chance of creating this food token maybe later in the game. It's very useful, Guillaume. So we have that. We have a very inefficient removal spell that's baked into the pie. Very efficient in draft. Very good in draft. First pickable in draft. But bake into pie, destroy target creature, create food. I mean, we just want to create those food tokens. Taste of Death. So this is really cool. It's not the greatest of cards, obviously, but each player sacrifices 3 creatures. It does allow you to get cards in your graveyard, and then you create 3 food tokens. Witch's Oven. If you played Arena, you know how annoying this card is until they ban the Cauldron Familiar from the Standard. You sack a creature, create a food. If the creature's toughness is greater 4 or greater, create 2 food tokens. So this really helps with the theme of the decks, getting creatures onto the battlefield, into the graveyard, back onto the battlefield. Giant Skewer. This is just for the memes. I had to include it. If you don't like it, take it out. I recommend taking it out. +2/+1. Equipped creature gets +2/+1. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a creature, so not a player, a creature. This is weird. Create food. So if they block, you're gonna create food. If they don't block, you're gonna do extra damage. So it's a pretty good card. Trail Crumbs. This is our card advantage. Food card. ETBs. You know, create a food token. Whenever you sacrifice food, you may pay 1. Now sacrificing food could be for Guillaume's ability here, Savvy Hunter, you know, whatever. You pay 1, then you can look at the top 2 cards of your library, reveal a permanent card from among them, put in your hand, put the rest on the bottom of the library in any order. So it was very synergistic with this deck. Okay, so now we have the food creators, that some of them are also food users. These are just strictly food users. Cauldron Familiar. You know, everybody should know Cauldron Familiar. Comes in like ETBs, drains, and then sack a food, bring it back from the graveyard to the battlefield. When you stack a food, bring it back from graveyard to the battlefield, it will trigger Guillaume at the end of turn. Excellent. It's just like you don't need the Witch's Oven combo. You can use Guillaume as another Witch's Oven for your Cauldron Familiar. Wicked Wolf, right here. When it enters the battlefield, fight up to 1 target creature you don't control. Then you get sack of food, gets +1/+1, and gains indestructible. Tap it. So it's got a little Guillaume ability built in itself. This is a neat card. Bognati, very good limited. Again, you see all these cool cards that are really good limited. It does take a lot of mana to activate. 3 black. It's a fairy. Flying. 2 black, sack of food. Target creature gets -3/-3 until end turns. It's very good, can kill indestructible things. So Bognati is a really good food user. Okay, so now we go to our graveyard recursion. We do have some sack outlets in here. Now we have our items that we can get back from the graveyard, mostly creatures. Bloodghast, get back from the graveyard. Nether Trader, I'm not sure. This Bloodghast is very good constructed formats. Nether Trader, it's the important part is whenever another creature put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you may pay 1 black, which you're putting a lot of creatures from the graveyard to the battlefield. If you do, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. So very good there. Reassembling Skeleton returns itself from the graveyard to the battlefield. Silver Smoot Ghoul, however you pronounce it. The cool part is it says at the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 more life this turn, which is sacking of food usually, return it from graveyard to the battlefield tap. Then it's got its own sack ability. You sacrifice it, draw a card. So it's got built-in like graveyard recursion engine. So that's neat. Vayne Witch Coven comes in the precon. It's actually a brand new to C21. You know, whenever you gain life, you can pay 1 black. If you do, turn target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. You gain life with food. This isn't like a huge life gain deck like the Beldros like Willow deck. It's just got, because you got Commander makes food, you're making food, you can naturally gain life when you need to. Which are the Moors? Again, gain life, bring things back. Mikaeus the Unhallowed. This gives you Undying. I actually was playing a game and I came up with the an infinite combo I didn't know about. It's Mikaeus, Woodfall Primus, and like a sack outlet. It's pretty good. and you're playing a lot of non-humans, remember that you gotta read the lines that this is a human, so this does not have Undying. So it's very good for your non-humans. Another graveyard recursion here is Victimize. Sack a creature, bring 2 creatures back. So it does 2 things, helps you sack and bring things back. Very good. Phyrexian Reclamation, brings things back from the yard. Malakir Rebirth. Again, this is a Moldell face card. You could choose a creature, sack it, and then bring it back. By bringing this back with Malakir Rebirth, it does trigger Guillaume at the end of turn. I think it's end of anybody's turn, right? Oh no, your end step. So if you use Malakir Rebirth on somebody else's end step turn, then it won't trigger Guillaume. It's only on your turn. Agadeem's Awakening. So this is very relevant in this deck. I usually include this anyways, but very relevant in this deck. Bring things back from the yard. Moldell face card. Command the Dreadhorde. I love this card, and let's actually read it. Choose any number of target creatures and planeswalker cards in graveyards. Any graveyard. Command the Dreadhorde deals damage to you equal to the total mana value of those cards. Put them under the battlefield under your control. So it's very cheap Mass Reanimator. You are gaining some life with food. So this is a very good card. Of course, we're playing green. My favorite green card in all decks now. Balgate Recovery. It is a little graveyard recursion. You know, you gotta just target a card, bring it back. Excellent. Eternal Witness. Excellent again. Here. Okay, so we have some sacrifice outlets. We got some have built-in sack outlets, and I've talked about other cards that have sack outlets. Now we have sack outlets that are just, that slot's dedicated to being a sack outlet. Dina, Soul Steeper, another secondary commander, very good in Beldrill's Witherbloom deck. There's a lot of overlap. I mean, obviously, because they're both Witherbloom commanders. Sack a creature. Here, Yawgmoth. I mean, Dina, you got to pay 1 sack a creature, but Yawgmoth is a free, and it also lets you draw cards and put -1/-1 counters. Very, very good. Guy Eternal Bantu. Sacks permanents. When ETBs, draw some cards. Deadly Brew. Each person sacks a creature. And this is like the built-in advantage too. If you sacrifice permanent this way, you may return another permanent. So you cannot return a sacrifice permanent from your graveyard to your hand. I had to read this like 4 times. I was like, oh, can I get my sacrifice permanents back? Nope. Yeah, so those are some sack outlets there. We have some drain cards, Zulbu Cutthroat, since we're cycling through the deck. Marionette Master. It's not a drain card because it just makes your opponents lose life, but when an artifact you control is put in the graveyard from the battlefield, target opponent loses life equal to a Marionette Master's power. So when you sacrifice food for Guillaume's ability, you can... let's put the center. You know what? I didn't notice it wasn't centered. Let's put Guillaume right here. Sorry, I was a little distracted. All right, yeah. You can just... the Marionette Master's power could be 4 or 1 because of Fabricate. Card draw. So we have the drainers here. 2 good drainers. We don't need that much because we are attacking a lot and just suiciding our guys sometimes, but good work. Grim Horspecs. Whenever non-token creature dies, draw a card. Midnight Reaper. Creature dies, draw a card. Beast Whisperer, since we're getting our cards. I've had this on the battlefield with like Guardian Project stuff. I was getting cards left and right. With the sack outlet, of course. Beast Whisperer, when you cast a spell. Remember, it's when you cast a spell, so if something comes back from the yard to the battlefield without casting, this won't trigger Beast Whisperer, but you can draw a card. Guardian Project. Now, this is different than Beast Whisperer, is when a non-token creature enters the battlefield, so if you bring stuff back from the yard like Nether Trader, it will trigger Guardian Project, will not trigger Beast Whisperer. Return of the Wild Speaker. This is just a great card. I mean, even with your commanders, draw 5. So it's very good. Has overrun ability. Morvine Reclamation. When a creature dies, draw a card. And you gain life too. Why not? Tutors. You got some Demonic Tutor, Diabolic Intent, a sack outlet right here. That's very good. Removal. Noxious Gearhulk. When ETBs, destroy another creature. You also gain life too. Notably, if you need to kill your own creature, you can. I wouldn't do it, but you can. Herald of Anguish. It's gonna improvise. You are creating a bunch of food tokens. Have improvised a lot with this and the other one, Inspiring Statuary. I think that's what it's called. This is very good though. Makes the opponent sack, discard cards, and you sack an artifact. Target creature gets -2/-2 into end of turn. Again, it's not target creature opponent control, it's target creature, so you can kill your own creatures. You sack your artifact, sack your food token stuff, get it back. At board wipe, Toxic Deluge. I did want to include. I was going back and forth with Toxic Deluge because the indestructible doesn't protect your creatures from Toxic Deluge, but it's just such an efficient removal spell that I just had to include it. Again, it does get creatures in the yard, right? Damnation. I actually don't usually include Damnation because I have Toxic Deluge, which is a very, very efficient removal spell. That with Demonic Tutor, you have essentially 2 copies of Toxic Deluge. Damnation, I include it because what you can do, it says destroy all creatures that can't be regenerated. The difference is Guillaume doesn't put a regeneration shield, just makes it indestructible. So you can Damnation in response, sack a bunch of food, make Gyome indestructible, everything else indestructible, tap it. So it's kind of like a board wipe, but you have built-in protection with Gyome. Decree of Pain for the same reason. Then since we're sacking creatures, we got Dictate of Erebos, just to make everybody's life super annoying. Okay, and our generic removal, Assassin's Trophy. I think every Golgari deck has to have Assassin's Trophy. It just removes anything. I know people can say Beast Within is pretty good, but Assassin's Trophy cannot be deflecting swatted back to your own permanent, while Beast Within can. That's one benefit. And also, it's just costs less. 3 mana is a lot. Again, you're pinched on mana sometimes because the pay 1 sack of food, regenerate. Mortality Sphere. I really love this card. It is a little overcosted at 2 black, green. Destroy target non-land permanent, but if you gain life, it costs black, green. So it becomes an Assassin's Trophy if you gain life. And this deck does gain some life. Calling Ritual. Again, I love this card. This card's so good. Keeps everybody honest. Destroys a bunch of mana rocks. Of course, it makes green more powerful because green uses ramp instead of mana rocks. But 2 black, green, destroy each non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. You can use Guillaume's ability. It does destroy all your food. So I recommend using Guillaume's ability if you want to save some things. But you can use your food as a piece of ramp for Calling Ritual. The Woodfall Primus I was talking about. Destroy target non-creature permanent, persist. So it's good there. Wreck Sage. Good. And then we have this cool card, Rampage of the Clans. I believe I've used it sometimes, but I don't use it enough. It's really cool because you destroy all artifacts and enchantments. And for each permanent destroyed this way, control creates a 3/3 green centaur creature token. Again, you can protect your creatures, artifact creature, like Noxious Gearhulk, but you can't protect very much with Guillaume. But you turn your food tokens into 3/3s. And you can destroy nasty artifacts and enchantments on your opposing battlefield. Scavenging Ooze, I love it. Graveyard Hate. Some of the ramp. Let's just secure Trival. Natural sack outlet too, actually. For our ramp package is more land-based ramp, creature-based ramp. Rare, Far Even Elf, Wood Elf, Nature's Lore, 3 visits, Cultivate. So more of a permanent-based ramp. Of course, you have Soul Ring, Soul Ring, Soul Ring. Ashnod's Altar, that's a sack outlet that we could use. Very good. Aspiring Statuary. This gives you a huge mana advantage. Use your food to generate tons of mana. All right, so we have our lands. Simple. We have our Command Tower always, every 2-color deck. Our dual lands. Every 2-color deck should have the Battlebond land always. Necroblossom Snarl, and a bunch of other lands here. We do have the Fun Ofs in Witch's Cottage, which brings cards back, puts on top of your library, creatures. Witch's Clinic, because it came in the pre-con. I just love the art. Art's one of my favorite arts in the set. Witch's Clinic. Target commander gains lifelink. Give Guillaume some lifelink. Notably, Guillaume's only 5 power, so it would take 5 hits to kill the opponent. Memorial to Folly. Return some things from graveyard to hand. Phyrexian Tower, sack outlet. Grim Backwood, sack outlet. High Market, sack outlet. Inventor's Fair, you do have some artifacts for life gain mostly. You can sack it. There aren't that many artifacts. There's Noxious Gearhulk, Ashnod's Altar, Inspiring Statuary. But it's in there because you do generate a bunch of artifacts. Ultra Staple, Bajuka Bog, Castle Lochthwain, Ouroboros, and some basic lands. All right, that is the deck. This deck is super duper fun to play. I didn't even know I had the infinite combo until I accidentally ran into it. I had Ashnod's Altar, what's his face? Woodfall Primus. And let's see if I can find it here. And what's the name? That one guy. Micaeus. So I believe this is a combo. I actually had to look it up. You sacrifice Woodfall Primus. It comes back with either Undying or Persist or whatever. So it has Undying and Persist, which is kind of crazy. And then you sacrifice it and make it come back with the other one, and then you sacrifice it and make it come back with Undying, then Persist, Undying, then Persist. Then you destroy all lands and then everything but creatures. So that is pretty neat. If you enjoyed this deck tech, before we do a little gold fishing, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be alerted when I have new videos. I have the deck list and TCG player affiliate link in the description below. And then we're going to shuffle this deck up, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. Turn 1. Let's see here. Boom. Boom. 7 cards. Let's see what we get. Bloodghast, Command Tower. Okay, we got 3 lands. 3 Witches up. Ooh, turn 1 play. No 2-mana ramp. Sad. Because Guillaume's a 4-mana commander, so 2-mana ramp gets him out earlier. And yes, Gyome, I forgot to mention in the beginning, Gyome does count itself. So when you play Gyome, you get a food treasure at the end of turn. I forgot about that one, but I'm mentioning it now so you don't forget. All right, turn 1 play, turn 2 play. Heck, we can sacrifice Bloodghast, Witch's Oven, get it back, play another land. This is sweet. All right, let's see what we do. Bam, Deadly Brew, sack some more things. Okay, play our turn 1 play Command Tower. That's the best land in the game. There, Witch's Oven. All right, turn 2. This is sweet. I love this. This is a combo I didn't even think of. Okay, Woodland Cemetery. So you don't want to play this because you can't play tap, but you want to play your Swamp. Because you want to cast your Bloodghast. Usually you never cast this fairly, but you know, this is a deck that is not a dredge deck, so you do cast it fairly. And heck, I'm going to sack Bloodghast. Boom. Right in that yard. Make that food token. So now we have a food token. Just put it over here. Put Guillaume over here. Boom, right away. So we don't even forget. Next turn, turn 3. Okay. So this is where we want to play our Wood Elves, some ramp. Here now we play Woodland Cemetery. Excuse me. Untapped. So we're going to do that. Bada bing, bada boom. We play Woodland Cemetery. Bloodghast here. We'll just forget it was sack Bloodghast here. And make another food. Then we'll cast our Wood Elves here, which would trigger Bloodghast to come back again. How convenient. We have a force in our hand, so we'll just get some extra black mana. Do we need extra black mana? I guess it's all fair, but I think we do need another. We'll get in our Swamp here. We'll get in our black mana. ETB tapped. What else? The Forest card. Oops, my bad. Cannot get a Swamp. I keep getting. They're so different. All right, so we'll get our. Where's that card? Woodland Chasm. I think Farhaven Elf is the basic land one, but what else is the dual land one? So let's get Woodland Chasm there. So we guess the dual land. Yeah, guess we got to shuffle the entire deck. All right. Anyways, shuffle cut real quick. This is awesome. Good start. Okay, turn 4. We got Bloodghast, 2 food, so we're like cooking. We actually have Bloodghast at the beginning of our turn, so we can actually attack and then sack if we want to. Yawgmoth, wow. Okay. Before we play this land, let's just think about it here. Guardian Project or Yawgmoth. I think let's just start our draw engine because we can't play. We can play Motorvine Reclamation. We play our land, but we want to play our land after we play our card draw spell. So we'll cast Guardian Project here. Super good. What we could do is sack our Bloodghast. Another food, another one. Right here, another food. And then what we'll do is we'll actually play our land here. Okay, that will trigger Bloodghast. Bloodghast will enter the battlefield. Guardian Project will trigger because it's an ETB, not a cast like the Beast Whisperer. We'll draw a card to create pain. Sweet. So we have got our engine going on here. Okay, next turn. And then I think what we want to do is use Deadly Brew to sack Bloodghast, get Wood Elves back to accelerate a little bit. So what we'll do is next turn here, we've got all our engines online. Draw a swamp. Oh, it's perfect. Triggers. We might not need to do that trick I was talking about, but let's do it anyways. Okay, so this is what we'll do. Before we play a swamp, remember, before you play a swamp, you want to do is, let's do this. Let us oven this, sack our wood elves, right? Let's think about it before we sack our wood elves. What do we want to do? I think we want to play this our hand. Our commander, which costs this much. We can have 2 mana left over. Play Deadly Brew. Okay. So we'll actually just okay, we'll just play our commander first. Let's play our commander here. Guillaume. Master Chef. Right there. Let's move everything back over. Turn 5. Okay. What we'll do is, before we play our land, we'll sack Bloodghast again. Boom. Okay. For food. So now I got 4 foods. Let's just use this. Use a dice. We got tons. Too many foods. 4 foods. Here we'll play a land. Put Bloodghast back. This is a delayed trigger. So remember, Guillaume will trigger at end of turn, not now. Okay, so now I have our Bloodghast. Then, oops. Bloodghast came back. Guardian Project happens. Draw a card. So we are firing. Now what we can do is this Deadly Brew. We'll save that. Should we save that? No, we'll just sack a creature. Oh, we have nothing to bring back. So there's no... Oh, we did that wrong. Oh well. When we say go, we can always crack a food for some life if necessary. Next turn. Oh, for end of turn, Gyome will trigger itself and Bloodghast ETBs, so we'll get 2 more foods right here. And actually, it's a good thing we kept up mana, because now they're seeing our engine run. We might be a threat. We keep 2 mana up. We can always pay 1 mana. Somebody try to kill Guillaume. We can sack a food, then tap Guillaume. Right? Same thing. They try to kill it again. We'll sack a food, tap it, make Guillaume indestructible. All right. All right. Good thing we didn't use that mana. Yes. Always keep mana up, because now you have food and Guillaume's ability to protect it. All right. So start at 6th turn here. This isn't a fast aggro deck. It's a green-black deck. It's like a rock deck. It takes time. Ashnod's Altar. Wow. We have a sack outlet. Let's actually just play this right here, because we don't have to use Witch's Oven to sack Bloodghast anymore. We'll just play Ashnod's Altar right here. We'll just play that. Now we have a sack outlet before we play our land, and it makes mana too. So we'll just sack Bloodghast to Ashnod's Altar, have 2 colors mana. We will sack. Oh, we got tons of things to do now. Let's see here what we can play. Play Motorvine Reclamation. I can't say that. We have another land drop. We have Yawgmoth coming on board. I think what we want is Deadly Brew our Wood Elves to get more lands, to get land drops for Bloodghast. So we'll do this. We'll just sack our Wood Elves to Ashnod's Altar here. Remember, always try to keep a mana to keep Guillaume running. I mean, we got tons of mana, so you don't have to worry about that. Now we'll play our land here. We'll get our Bloodghast back. Trigger Guardian Project. I think I forgot a Guardian Project on Gyome itself. Oh well, that's a mistrigger. Culling Ritual. Now we get tons of mana by blowing up our Bloodghast and food and Witch's Oven. But we might not want to do that right now. Okay. So we had 1 creature enter the battlefield as a delay triggered again. We will do our Deadly Brew here. What we'll do is we'll sack Bloodghast here, bring back Wood Elves to our hand with Deadly Brew. That requires 2 color mana. We use 2 colorless here, and use our Woodland Cemetery to cast Wood Elves. That's another delayed trigger, so that's 2 delayed triggers, 3 delayed triggers, 2 Guardian Projects. Let's just draw, and then two 4s come to our hand. we will get a Overgrown Tomb. Then I think we will shock it in. Let's find that Overgrown Tomb somewhere in here. So yeah, so I think this is a really good turn for us. That Ashnod's Altar changed everything. Overgrown Tomb, was shock it in. We have 3 delayed triggers from Guillaume, and actually, yeah, this Overgrown Tomb triggered Bloodghast. So just make sure I get everything correct here. I probably did miss a trigger here and there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so I have 2 mana, 2 colorless. What else can we do? Oops. Here we could play our Yawgmoth. I think we did play our land drop already. So more sack outlets, more card draw. I think that's good for now. We'll just let this go at end of turn, because we just want to keep mana up. I mean, I guess we could keep mana up by sacking Bloodghast or Wood Elves. So we'll just take one from a lot more ways. We'll do this. We'll cast Yawgmoth. Okay. So now we get 4 food tokens because 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures enter the battlefield. So we'll get 4 more food tokens. Okay. So now we have 3 sack outlets, Witch's Oven, Yawgmoth, and Ashnod's Altar. No mana untapped, but we can only sacrifice a Bloodghast if necessary to protect. Use Guillaume's ability to protect Yawgmoth, Guillaume itself. We could sack Wood Elves. Remember, you gotta sack a food token with it too. So this deck is awesome. Once we get Motorvine Reclamation on with Bloodghast, Guardian Project, we're drawing 2 cards for every creature we sack. It's just, it's turning out to be amazing right now. We're in a huge board position. It's so hard to kill our creatures because we have Gyome making indestructible. We can always get Cyclonic Rifted and stuff like that. So this is exactly how the deck plays out. It's very grindy. You sack things, put it in the graveyard, put it back, put it in your graveyard, put it back. But it's very fun. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Smash the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell to be alerted for any new videos that come out. Again, I have the deck list and TCG player affiliate link in the description below. And as always, have a wonderful day.